Assalamu alaikum. My name is Hena Tarique and I welcome you all in my segment of TED Talk review. Today I want to review a very inspiring talk with Mr. Andreas Schleicher, who is a German data scientist, educator, and a creator of most influential educational assessment system, which is PISA, that stands for Program for International Student Assessment. He worked decades helping countries understanding how well education systems are performing and more importantly, why some systems are not performing well like the other ones. His work connects millions of students, hundreds, thousands of schools, and almost every major education ministry around the world. Before diving into his talk, it's important to understand PISA. PISA is a global test taken by 15-year-olds every 3 years, but it's not a traditional exam. It doesn't ask questions or ask students to memorize facts or repeat textbooks answers. Instead, it measures critical thinking, problem solving, and how well students apply knowledge to real life situations. The goal is not to rank students, but to understand how education systems prepare young people for the future. Because of this, PISA has become a powerful tool for comparing school systems across countries and learning what actually works. Shashikar begins his talk with a simple but striking question. Why would you, what would you do if you could see into the classroom of millions of students around the world? He uses this question to introduce a powerful idea that when we use data intelligently, it becomes a window into how students learn, how teachers teach, and how schools succeed or struggle. He explains that education is often influenced by politics, tradition, and personal experiences. Everyone has an opinion about schools because everyone has been to school. Opinions are enough to build great education system. We need evidence, we need facts, and we need data. And that's where PISA comes in. So there is a question that why data matters. Shashlikar stresses that data is not about competition or ranking. It's about learning from each other. PISA helps countries discover surprising truths. For example, some nations achieve high results even with low spending. Some countries help disadvantaged students succeed, and some systems show how quality teaching, not technology or infrastructure, is the key factor in student success. Data allows us to move past assumptions and see what actually works in real classrooms. Shashlikar then highlighted the most successful education system places like Finland, Singapore, Japan, Canada, and Estonia. These countries don't succeed by accident. They succeed because of key principles that data reveals. They invested in high quality teachers. Teachers are the most important factors and they are treated as a respected profession. Teachers receive strong training, mentoring, and continuous development. They also build cultures of trust where teachers are not controlled, they are empowered. They collaborate, innovate, and share best practices. They also believe all students can succeed. High performing countries having high expectation for every child, not just the top students. And successful systems make sure that the school a child attends does not determine their future. Resources are distributed where they are needed most. And in those systems, students learn how to think. These systems encourage problem solving, creativity, analytical skills, and real world application. Instead of repeating knowledge, students learn to use knowledge. Schleicher also points out patterns in countries that perform poorly. These systems often focus heavily on rote memorization, rely on outdated teaching methods, give teachers little autonomy, have big gaps between rich and poor schools, resist innovation and change. He warns that simply investing money is not enough. What matters is how money is used. One of the most touching part of his talk is when he discussed student motivation. Data shows that successful students persevere through challenges. They take responsibility of their learning and have parents and teachers who believe in them. And they learn to ask, not just to answer them. He emphasizes that emotional environment is just as important as the academic content. Shashlikar is very clear about using data wisely. That data is not a weapon, it's a tool. It doesn't mean to shame schools or compare countries like a race. Instead, data should guide teachers, support policymakers, help struggling students, identify effective practices, and reduce inequality. He says that the best education system uses data as a compass, not a hammer. In the last, he reminds us that every education system is designed for the result it gets. If we want better result, we need better design. And that design must be grounded in evidence. With good data and strong commitment, countries can build schools where every child, regardless of the background, has the chance to thrive. We'll end this discussion with a world where education is guided by wisdom, not politics, by truth, not guesswork, or by real learning, not just memorizing. So the message is clear: to build better schools, we must first understand them. And to understand them, we need data, not a measure of competition, but as a guide for transformation. Here ends my review. If you liked it, do comments me, and if you want to see any other review, please let me know. I'll be back with another review. Till then, I'll take you. Bye. Goodbye. And Allah Hafiz.